Hello and welcome to Chamber Voices. I'm Andy Johnston with your Grand Rapids Chamber, and I'm excited to be joined today by Brad Kessel, the CEO of Independent Bank. Thank you so much for joining us today, Brad.
Yeah, my pleasure, Andy.
Independent Bank, which has been in existence since 1864, with now dozens of locations across Michigan and Ohio. You're making a move. You're moving your headquarters downtown to a historic building, the Founders Building. Talk a little bit about why you're making that move.
Sure, Andy. So first off, Independent, we today are about $5 billion in assets. And,
Wow.
We are headquartered up here in Grand Rapids, but up on the East Beltline office. Today we operate 60 locations in 25 different counties all throughout Michigan. We do have a little bit of a presence in Ohio, but the bulk of our business is here in Michigan. And you're exactly right. We are in the process of actually moving more of our team here to downtown Grand Rapids. So a little background. We've actually leased space here in downtown Grand Rapids for over 20 years. What really was the driver is we have that leased space, and we were looking around and maybe trying to get a little bit more visibility, and if we wanted to have a larger presence. So the team did a little bit of shopping, and we came upon 98 Ottawa, which was for sale, and it's a 4-story building. It has about 15,000 square feet. Early conclusions were this is perfect in for us. And so we were able to bring that building under contract. But as we got more into the process and started filling out the space and who's going to be there and whatnot, we're like, I think the executive leadership, this would be a good spot for them to be too. And so before you knew it, we're going to run out of space real quickly. And but 96 Monroe was also available for sale. And actually, it used to be one building, and over time it was split off. And so essentially, we were able to acquire that building too. And part of the process now is bringing the two together. And that's why it's taken a little bit longer. But so we're excited to get in. We haven't formally announced that it's going to be the headquarters. I think that's probably
So
forth.
kind of breaking news a little bit
Yeah,
here?
that's probably forthcoming. I'm not going to do that today. Okay.
All right.
But I think it's going to be a great setup for us. So that's how we got to that.
So now you'll be a couple steps closer to the Grand Rapids Chamber, so that'll be good.
Perfect.
And we really appreciate this kind of investment in downtown because having a vibrant core is really critical, not just to the downtown but to the whole region. So making this move and this investment, thank you for that because those are the kind of things that drive vibrant communities.
Sure, I totally agree, and you're exactly right. It is an investment. A multi-million-dollar investment, and but it's also going to involve taking our existing 20 staff, and we'll probably have another 40 in addition. So I think right now 60 will be now roaming the streets downtown here, spending and interacting with others, and so it's going to be good.
Yeah, coming out of the pandemic, that was really on people's minds of what is downtown office work going to look like going forward.
Yeah, that's right. So when we began this process, our company actually had quite a few people still working remotely.
Yeah.
And in 2025, we did, hit the button and said, everybody back in. And but it had been several years. And so that was another aspect to this decision. We want to have a work environment where talent wants to come in and be there and collaborate together. And that's part of what we're doing right now is we're setting the floors up and the stage up to have a great work environment for the team.
And you and your team get to work with industries and clients across all different sectors. What do you think makes West Michigan a uniquely strong business environment?
First off, we have a diverse economy, so we're not all locked into one industry. Of course, we have advanced manufacturing and the health sciences, and we've had some real growth on the technology front and whatnot. So that diversification, I think, is really, really key and helps us get through multiple business cycles without too many highs and too many lows. I think the collaboration between public-private sectors working together towards common goals is unique. That doesn't happen everywhere, and I think the forefathers here in this market have done an outstanding job for many, many decades. I think the philanthropic sort of mentality that individuals, families, and organizations have here in terms of putting back, I think is another big part of that.
We always like to ask people on this program, what leadership advice or guiding principles have either helped you along the way or is maybe exciting you right now?
Yeah, I would. I think it's important to take the opportunity just to share the values of our company first, and I think we've sort of got them down to about 5, and so I'd say courage, determination, integrity, being people-focused, and teamwork collaboration. Those all very much coincide with what I'd say my personal values are. And so I think that's really, really important. When I think back over my career, I would say also there's a humility piece to it, but with quiet confidence. I think that's been really important for me, and I think people appreciate that and want to be with me and work alongside me and for me. I think also this aspect of just striving to get better and continuous learning. So I'm curious how can we do better with the goal ultimately of serving others. So it's a service mentality. We are here to serve and help those around us, and ultimately leave it a better place than we found it.
The humility and quiet confidence, because you see a lot of people in the business community like, man, they're really confident, or they come across that way, and then like on the inside, they might be having that imposter syndrome. And so to reassure yourself as a leader that I am going the right way, I'm going to make the best decisions possible by getting the input. That's something that takes time to learn. Over your career.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the key for, I think, a successful leader is it's who they surround themselves with. And you don't want to necessarily surround yourself with people that are just going to agree or tell you what you want to hear. Actually, I really appreciate and have built our team with people that have very different views than me. And I love to just listen. And why do you feel that way? And ultimately, I think we get to the best decisions when we're able to sort of listen to others and think it through.
Because change is what we can all count on.
That's
and, whether it's pandemics or, changing policies or changing technologies, leaders have to continue to adapt to that.
That's right.
And, having those values and the team around you to help digest that and make the best decision today to serve your customers, to serve your employees is really important.
That's exactly right. And, thinking about 2026 here, I mean, we've got a plan. We think we have an idea of what's going to happen, but I tell everybody that, there are going to be things that we just didn't plan on. There's going to be opportunities. There's going to be challenges, and we just need to be able to adapt.
Yeah, forecasts are valuable and important, but things will change, and you got to count on that.
Yeah.
As you're looking forward to the year, what is giving you excitement or confidence about West Michigan or the economy?
Well, when you just look at downtown here, and obviously we're got a very rudimentary way to view it, but just look at the number of cranes that are up, and we've got some terrific projects with the amphitheater and the soccer stadium and a handful of others coming online this year. So really excited to see that happen. Obviously, with us moving downtown here and our team, really excited about that. In the in the banking world, I'm actually hopeful that the interest rate environment is a little friendlier for us. I think we've now seen the Fed move several times, so I think lower rates is good. It's good for us. It's good for business. With an upward sloping yield curve, that's good.
Because we're expecting a change at the head of the Fed.
That's right.
And it'll be very likely that we'll get somebody who's a little bit more dovish on interest rates. So I think that's something maybe, you can't count on everything for certain, but it's very likely to happen.
It feels like that's where it's going, and I think that'll be good. Obviously, a lot's been written here about, banking's a very highly regulated industry, and but it seems like some of that's been toned down a little bit, and we've got maybe a little bit of a tailwind on the regulatory side. So that's been good for us. AI is probably the subject that involves every day's discussions,
right.
But I think we're doing some really fun stuff with that, really trying to not necessarily replace people, but help upskill our people and make the customer experience better and help our team better serve our customers. So those were a handful of things, and I think it's going to be a great year. Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing in the banking industry with AI is that it's enhancing productivity at this point, not really leading to some of those job cuts?
I think so. We've actually been engaged and utilizing use cases, if you will, for well over a year. And I'll give you an example. One of the things that still plagues our business is check fraud, and so we're this past year able to have AI review checks for features that look suspicious, and really to pull out those that maybe are fraudulent. And that was all done previously maybe on a sample basis based on size. It took hours. And today, this can be done in minutes. And so it frees the team up to work on other things. And so similarly, in our call center, we've been able to help the agents to get access to information that much faster. So you're finding that the customer calls are shorter because we're able to service them faster.
That's what everybody wants to
hear. That's what they want, right?
That's great.
And move on. That's right.
It's a great tool that we're putting to work to help serve our employees and our customers. So, well, Brad, thank you so much for your humility, your confidence, your courage, your determination. I'm sure I missed a couple, but mostly your leadership, your investment and engagement in the chamber. And Brad's right. The chamber has something for everyone, businesses of all sizes and individuals of all different roles within your company. One thing we like to remind everyone is that if your company is a member of the chamber, you are too. And you can engage in the chamber's benefits. Just take a trip over to grandrapids.org to learn more, and then be sure to register for the CEO Summit on June 2 so you can join Brad and I there. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.